Feel great out here.
supervision by one nurse at all times are being paired with other patients far too early. Life-saving critical care devices that are supposed to have a one nurse to one patient ratio are being paired with other patients. Charge nurses who are supposed to be a resource for the unit are being forced into patient assignments, leaving newer nurses without guidance and the entire unit without leadership. Meanwhile, the hospital floats additional nurses out while we're already understaffed. Charge nurse, already with a patient assignment, is forced to admit more patients to the unit without adequate staff. We have seen on multiple occasions emergent patients who have cardiac or respiratory arrested admitted into a triple assignment. Or we get an emergent surgery that needs to be a one nurse to one patient ratio, creating triple assignments and unsafe pairings. Worst of all, preceptors, new nurses, are being split up from their preceptors, leaving brand new nurses to take full patient assignments alone while they are still supposed to be in training. This could lead to fortunate outcomes. We're being stretched too thin. This means we could easily miss life-altering changes that demand immediate attention. When we are unable to respond in a timely manner, this can mean the difference between life and death, a positive or a negative outcome. We fill out ADOs, assignment despite objection forms, because we know these conditions are unsafe. ADOs document the dangerously low staffing and unsafe assignments we are forced to take. These forms protect our licenses because they place the burden of responsibility where it belongs, on HCA, not on the nurses. Nurses cannot refuse an assignment, but we can make sure that management is held accountable for the risk they are imposing on our patients. And yet, management response to our ADOs everywhere is bad. Other ICUs have triples. Some ICUs have it even worse. That is not an answer. That is an excuse, and it is unacceptable. HCA has the power to fix this, but they refuse. None of our ICUs should be triple. None of our ICUs should have paired devices. Charge nurses should not be in staffing taking their own patient load. HCA doesn't even follow the safe staffing plan. They set the grid, they determine what safe staffing should be, and yet they refuse to follow it. Instead, they constantly try to staff below their own plan, cutting corners wherever they can. They float out additional nurses while leaving us critically short-staffed. Stretch charge nurses so thin that they can't support the unit and leave no room for emergencies. And what did Mission Hospital do when they couldn't even meet their inadequate staffing plan? Instead of fixing the problem by hiring more nurses, HCA changed the staffing grids across multiple units, not to improve conditions, but to make these unsafe staffing levels appear more acceptable on paper. Rather than addressing the crisis, they moved the goalposts to justify the dangerous conditions nurses are already working under. This is reckless. This is dangerous. This jeopardizes patient care on a daily, even hourly basis. This is entirely preventable. HCA is one of the large healthcare corporations in the world, and yet they are failing our community. Here at Mission Hospital, the financial gains have been staggering. In 2019, Mission Hospital brought in $20 million. By 2021, that number skyrocketed to $200 million. And a major reason for the surge in profit is HCA deliberately reduced the number of staff in the hospital. They have the resources to staff safely, but instead they cut travelers, slashed weekender incentives, and refused to hire more nurses. There is not a nursing shortage. There is a shortage of nurses willing to work in these conditions. HCA claims we only have so many allotments for full-time employees, but how can that be true when we're short every single day and night? They base full-time employee allotments on past census numbers, not what is happening currently in our hospital. Every day they choose to cut costs at the expense of patient care, understaffing our ICUs, jeopardizing our patients' lives, and pushing nurses past the breaking point. This is not sustainable. We're expected to do the most with the least amount of resources. The moral distress and injury we experience every day is dangerous, not just to us, but to our patients. These are human lives we're dealing with, lives worth far more than any profit margin. HCA has made it clear they will squeeze hospital, no matter the cost. But we are here to say enough. We're not going to stop demanding better for our patients and for our community. We will be taking action inside the hospital and beyond. On May 8th, we'll be holding our next action to let the community know exactly what progress has or has not been made. HCA can do better, and we will not stop until they do.
Of course I did that. No worries, no worries. Oh my God, you don't need to pick that up. Okay, set a fire. Oh my God. That is a nurse like nobody's business. That is the outpatient. That is the outside patient. You do not miss a picture.
Hello everyone, my name is Grace Lehman and I am a nurse in the emergency department at Mission Hospital. I am here today because HCA is failing us. They are failing nurses, they are failing patients, and they are failing this community. How is HCA failing us? They are failing our hospital community by being short-staffed. HCA wants the public to believe that there is a nursing shortage, that they are doing their best to staff our hospital safely, that this crisis is out of their hands. But we nurses know the truth. There are nurses out there, hundreds of them, who would come back to the bedside if HCA made it possible to do this job safely. The only shortage of nurses we have is nurses willing to work in such dangerous conditions. Right now, this hospital is short by a few hundred nurses, but that didn't happen by accident. Unsafe staffing is driving nurses away from the bedside. The hospital cannot hire nurses fast enough to keep up with the nurses leaving. Why? Because staffing isn't safe. Nurses want to care for their patients, but when they are stretched too thin, they are forced into impossible assignments. When they leave work feeling like they failed, many make the heartbreaking decision to leave. And now we are left with an emergency department that is dangerously understaffed. Every day we start shifts without enough nurses. Every day we are put in impossible situations. Every day, patients wait too long for the care they need. And the worst part, none of this is a surprise. Unsafe staffing has only one possible outcome. Patients suffer. That is exactly what's happening. It's not just one tragic case. There are many tragic cases. Every time a patient is forced to wait in a hallway for hours or even days is a tragic case. Every patient who should be in an ICU bed is left in a unit where one nurse caring for 4 patients instead of getting a nurse who can dedicate more time to their care is a tragic case. Every patient whose condition deteriorates while they wait for help is a tragic case. HCA, we demand you stop taking tragedies by listening to bedside nurses on what will fix our hospital. Poor patient outcomes aren't because nurses aren't good enough. They happen because we are forced to work in conditions that make failure inevitable, and HCA does virtually nothing. We have seen what this hospital is capable of and when they care about when they fix staffing. When they were in danger of losing their Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement last year, suddenly everything changed. They found money for travelers. They paid incentives. They brought in the help that we had been begging for. And guess what? It worked. The ER ran better than it had in years. Now they have let it fall apart again. They had the solution in their hands and they chose to throw it away. We demand HCA fix the hospital by improving contracts for weekenders, break relief nurses for all shifts and units, no more hallway beds or split assignments, Add a resource nurse in the emergency department. PKS pay for all shifts, units, and nurses until staffing levels are safe for all patients. Additional techs on the floor to answer call lights and patient care. Improve staffing grids. Additionally, it's not just nurses they are short on. The entire hospital is suffering. Housekeeping is short-staffed, so rooms don't get turned over fast enough. That means admitted patients stay in the ER even longer. That means new patients wait even longer. That means more delays, more risk, more bad outcomes. HCA has a choice. They can staff this hospital safely. They can bring back the nurses who have left. They can fix this crisis today if they want to, but they won't unless we make them. And we will.
We will.
Because nurses don't quit. Nurses don't walk away when people are suffering. We are here because we believe in our patients and in each other. We know this can be better. We know we are strong enough to make it happen. So, we are not backing down. We are demanding safe staffing in the emergency department and throughout this hospital. We are demanding the HCA stop putting profits over patients. We are demanding the hospital this community deserves. And we will not stop until we get it. Thank you.
Hello, hello. It works.
Alright, mine'll be quicker.
Hi, everyone. I'm Molly Zinker. I'm a nurse here in the staffing full admission. I've worked nearly every unit, and I see firsthand how unsafe conditions impact our patients. All right, we're going. I spoke last week at a press conference and spent a lot of that time talking about how terrible it is working for HCA. I'm not doing any of this because I get some kind of weird joy out of trash talking my employer. In fact, I wish I didn't have to talk poorly about HCA at all. But I also won't lie about what it's like to work here. And I won't accept that what is happening in our hospital is how it has to be. It can be different. Possibility exists. And the thing is, we're not asking for the moon.
Yeah.
What nurses want is something totally attainable. What do we want? A manageable assignment. A safe nurse-to-patient ratio. What do we want? Enough staff to clean the rooms, the hallways, the elevators. Enough staff to get urgent labs drawn and urgent tests done in a timely manner. What do we want? A guiltless 30-minute break and a 12-hour shift. Time to eat? Time to think. What do we want more than those things? Time to hold our patient's hand. Time to treat them like humans. Time to be there for people and truly help them. To be proud of the care we give, knowing it's the best that can be done. I didn't become a nurse to be a martyr. I'm not a hero. I'm not an angel.
So sorry.
I'm not a saint. I'm a human. I'm a human trying to care for other people, other humans, while they're often going through the worst day of their lives. And I want to do a good job. We want to do a good job. We care. We show up. We fight for our patients. We fight for each other. I want to see HCA care as much as us. I want HCA to staff the hospital. I want to see them change course and care about patients more than profit. Unfortunately, based on the precedent they've set, we can't leave it to them. They're not going to make the right choice. We, the nurses, have to push them, and that means we have to be united. We have to be persistent in our pursuit for better. We might not have billions of dollars that HCA has, but we have something greater. We have passion, we have our skills, we have each other, and most importantly, we have rightness. There is no arguing that we stand on the right side of history. People won't look back and say, man, those nurses should have been fighting for those stockholders to make more money. There aren't many things in life where you can draw a clear line between what is right and what is wrong. But in this case, in the case of providing quality care to the sick and injured, we are right and HCA is wrong. I might not love, I should have made that, I definitely don't love HCA, but I love working with the nurses at Mission Hospital. I love being part of a union that is built in run by nurses. We don't care that the company we fight has billions of dollars and thus ridiculous power, because we also know that hospitals can't run without nurses, and therefore we have the power. Our unity is our power. We are a bunch of fear-inspiring nurses that are willing to stand up and fight back. You bought the wrong hospital, HCA. You picked the wrong group of nurses to treat like crap. We stand together, we're united, and we will keep fighting, and every patient gets the care they deserve, and every nurse has the support they need. Yes. Hey.
So Molly was our last speaker, so we could wrap it up. But we have extra food. If anyone wants to take extra food home with them, but if anyone wants to help them clean up afterwards, that would be a huge help for me. But yeah, grab food, grab whatever you want.
I spilled that coffee.
So thank you all for coming out. But May 8th, please talk to your coworkers about May 8th. That's the next one.
It'll be the one cold day in May.
And with May 8th, it's going to be different because it's going to be right by Mother's Day. So it's going to be an angry mom theme. Bring your mom. We're going to have angry mom.
Thanks for coming.
Hopefully I can make some coherent things come out of my mouth.